Hello students, welcome to the video. In this video we are going to see different sensitive instructions which are sensitive to IOPL, input output privilege level. As these are sensitive to IOPL, the instructions will be executed only if the CPL is less than equal to IOPL. The instructions which are sensitive to IOPL are CLI, STI, IN out and INS outs. Now we'll see one by one. CLI, clear interrupt flag. It will clear the interrupt flag value only if the privilege level of current segment is less than equal to the privilege level of input output, that is IOPL. No other flag is affected. External interrupts are not recognized at the end of CLI instruction or from that point on until interrupt flag is set. So if interrupt flag is 0, it will mask further external interrupts. So affected flag is IF and it's set to 0. Second instruction is STI, set interrupt flag. It is reversed to CLI. So whenever you want to set IF equal to 1, we are going to execute STI. So it sets the interrupt flag to 1. 8036 then responds to external interrupts after executing the next instruction if the next instruction allows interrupt flag to remain enabled. If external interrupts are disabled and you code STI RET, the RET is allowed to execute before external interrupts are recognized. The flag affected is IF, again it will be set to 1. Next, in, it will read the value from port, so input from the port. In transfers a data byte or word from the port numbered by the second operand into the register. The register may be ALAX or EX. It is specified by the first operand. We can access any port from 0 to 65535 by placing the port number in DX register and using in instruction with DX as a second parameter. No flag is affected. Next, INS. Now we can read the input in the form of string. It can be byte string, word string or double word. So INS, SW, SW, SB and SD. INS transfers data from the input port numbered by DX register to the memory byte or word at ES destination index, ES or ESI. The memory operand must be addressed from ES. No segment override is possible, so we cannot override any segment. It should be pointed by ES. Destination operand or register is DI if the address size attribute of the instruction is 16-bit, or it may be EDI if it is a 32-bit. No flag is affected. Next, out. It will be used to write the data or transfer data, byte or word from the register AL, AX or EX to the port number which is specified as the second operand, or that address port number can be stored in DX register. So we can use DX as a operand in the out instruction. No flag is affected. Next, outs, B, SW and SD. Similar to INS, instead of input it will send output to the external port, the port which is connected, but it will be connecting to the external device. So data will be sent to the port number. The port number can be stored in the DX register and DX can be used as an operand for the outs instruction. Outs does not allow specification of the port number as an immediate value. The port must be addressed through the DX register value. Load correct value into DX before executing outs instruction. So we cannot use port number with outs, we have to use DX register only. After the transfer, source index register is advanced automatically. So SI will increment. If the direction flag is 0, the source index register is incremented. If direction flag is 1, it will be decremented. The amount of the increment or decrement is 1 if a byte is output, it will be 2 if word is output, and it will be 4 if double word is output. No flag is affected. These are some instructions which are sensitive to IOPL value, and this instruction will be executed only if CPL is less than equal to IOPL. So there is another way of security or protection. We will see the overview of 80386 protection. In 386DX, it provides 4 levels of protection which isolate and protect user program from each other and operating system. So the user program which are executed by multiple users are secured from another program and also from the operating system. It uses segment level protection and page level protection mechanism. Before memory cycle, each memory reference is checked by the hardware to verify that it is satisfying the protection criteria. There are some criteria in segment level and page level. On the slide we can see segment level protection criteria. So here are 5 criteria. First, type checking. Second, limit checking. Third, restrictions of addressable domain. Then restrictions of procedural entry point and restrictions of instruction set. The first one is type checking. Type field of the descriptor specifying type of descriptor and intended uses of the segment. If the segment is read-only segment, then its access is limited to only reading purpose and not to the writing. What type of descriptor it is, system or non-system? If it is system, user cannot access it. If it is not system, then user can access it, as well as system can access. Limit checking. The addresses which are specified in the DX register should be in limit. It should not go beyond the limit of segment. So to prevent program from addressing outside the segment, we use the limit checking. Privilege levels are there. These privilege levels are 0 to 3. Level 0 is the most privileged or trusted level, whereas level 3 is lowest privilege. There is the diagram which will demonstrate what are the different privilege levels. PL0 is for most privileged area and it is belonging to kernel. PL1 it is system services, PL2 for OS extensions, and PL3 for applications which are user applications.